This afternoon, the Black Stars were in action. At exactly 11 a.m., they played against South Korea in the Kirin Cup. The first game that Ghana played was on Friday against Japan. It ended in a 2-0 win for Japan. This morning, it was the Black Stars of Ghana hoping that they can get a win against South Korea. They did not end that way. Ghana did lose that game by 1-0. But the focus on that game was on the new players, of course. In the squad this morning, Benjamin Asare did not play against Japan on Friday. It was rather Joseph Annan. So we had to move on from him and then bring back Benjamin Asare back into the goalpost. So he started in the goalpost. In defense, Ali Duseidu as the right back. The left back, Gideon Mensah, ahead of Derek Korn, who played against Japan. In central defense, Jonas Ajeti and then Kojo Pepra Oppong. Right in front of them, Kwesi Sibo played alongside Caleb Yirenkyi. And then on the flanks, on the left side of attack, we had Kamaldeen Sulemana. On the right side, we had Christopher Bonsu Ba as well, playing from the right side of attack. And then up front, we played with Prince Owusu. So if you check the lineup, I think we had about 3 or 2 players playing in their positions, like Prince Kwabena and then Prince Owusu starting a game for the Black Stars of Ghana for the first time. There are 2 players rather. These 2 players are, especially Prince Kwabena, like I said on Friday, that they will be looked at after the World Cup. They might not even get a chance to play a part in the World Cup proper, unless there are injuries to some of the key players in the setup. This is where they will give opportunities to some of the new chaps in the setup. But after the World Cup, the conversation will be about Prince Kwabena, Brandon Thomas Asante, Prince Owusu, and the likes. So that's where the focus is going to be. But from what we saw today, I think there are certain positions that we seem to be getting options for. For example, in that midfield, where we usually see Kwesi Sibo and then Thomas Partey, we saw Caleb Yirenkyi play there once again. Now, Caleb is actually a midfielder. He came to the Black Stars and then his first game was on the right side of defense. And from then on, he's been a key member of the team in the recent games that we've played. Even in the last friendly, he started as a right back and then moved into central midfield after that injury to Francis Abu. So there's that option once again. But the problem between Thomas Partey, Kwesi Sibo, and then Kwesi Sibo, Caleb Yirenkyi is that these guys are flat. There's no creativity. There's not really box-to-box movement between Caleb Yirenkyi and then Kwesi Sibo. That's the difference. Thomas Partey offers you that when he has to do that. When we don't have any Majid Ashimeri in the setup and we play Kwesi Sibo and then Thomas Partey, it means Partey will have to be doing the box-to-box or to be joining the attack or making the late runs into the box. Something that Mohamed Kudus, who plays as our attacking midfielder, does not really do. So there's also that option. There's that option now for the technical handlers. Another area that I would like to keep note is that the left back position, where we've seen Derek Korn on Friday. We've also seen that of Gideon Mensah, who usually is the number 1 choice when we talk about left back position. It seems that Coach Otto Addo will be okay with the kind of players that he's got on the left side. Don't forget that there's Ebenezer Annan also lurking around. So it is between Annan, Korn, and then Gideon Mensah. Any of them is a good fit to start, especially if you look at Korn and what we saw on Friday against Japan, and then you juxtapose that to what we saw against South Korea with Gideon Mensah. So there are some positions that we might be getting options in the next 3-4 years. I don't want us to talk about the World Cup when we talk about these friendly matches, because the key players in our setup, most of them are not available. Very soon I'll be getting onto the phone line to talk with Nana Kwesibafo, who also watched the game, our Y Sports Pundit, from Monday to Friday as well as on Sunday. Finally, before I get into Bafo's thoughts, the number 9 position, Prince Kwabena, whoever that we are nurturing for that position, we'll have to improve. This is the first game for Prince Kwabena as in terms of a number 9 for the Black Stars, and it was quite clear that he will need more games to prove to us that he's that kind of player that we can trust as our number 9. It's too early for us to just brush him aside. For example, you look at Prince Owusu as well, who was also given a chance today after that injury to Prince Kwabena. It's quite clear that we can't just use one game to just judge these players. So we will have to move on from that and then look at other stuff concerning these players. But for good afternoon, I believe you're fine.
Good afternoon, Ivan. I'm doing very well, and you?
I'm fine. I believe that from the lineup, from the play of the Black Stars, you found some key elements in the Black Stars team that you think will help us going forward. Let us know, let the listeners of YFM know what your thoughts on the game this morning.
Well, Ivan, basically, I feel that there's been an improvement in what we saw last Friday at the Stadium, where we lost by 2-0 to the Blue Samurais of Japan. So in this morning's game, there was a little bit of element of improvement in the game, especially with building from the back and how we organize ourselves in terms of our defense. Because Ivan, critically, if you've seen Otto Addo, in terms of defensive play, we are having a lot of issues. And the last previous 6 to 7 games that we played, it looks like every game we will concede. And when you look at the conceding rate of the Black Stars, the goals also come very early in all the games that we play. But I feel that today, their defensive composition, how they were very compact, especially at the centre back area, I feel there's some level of improvement. But of course, we have more time to develop that area as well. But I feel that if you compare the game we played against Japan last Friday, I think that there has been some slight level of improvement. If we keep working on them, probably we might get better from there.
Mm-hmm. Well, let's talk about the striking position. Prince Kwabena getting a chance in the first game for the first time, as well as Prince Owusu. Were you pleased with their performance today, especially when we've always been calling for a number 9 and a Samuejan-esque number 9?
Ivan, I've always said that the problem of the Black Stars is playing players out of proper positions. We do understand that in football, tactical variations and tactical misshifts is allowed. There are certain players, you can play them at certain positions, they will give you comfortable numbers. But since the absence of Baby Jet or Samuejan, we've never gotten a prolific or a proper number 9, always playing players out of position. It's either we are playing Jordan as a false 9 or at times playing Antoine Semenyo as a false 9. We've also seen Richmond Boachi Adam has also passed through all that way. But I feel that Prince Kwabena from Bechem United to Victoria Pleasant, I feel that even though this is his first official game in the Black Star shirt, but I feel that with time, if we develop upon his talent, because at Bechem United, he was very, very solid in the local terrain, but I feel that now that he has moved to mainstream Europe with a little polish and then with a little development, maybe we might not see 100% trade of what we saw in Asamoah, but probably we might be having an antidote to our striking and goal scoring problems that we've been having since the last 4 years.
Well, another thing that we have to note is that we are not going to AFCON, so there's no action for the Black Stars in December and January, but we regroup in March. What are your expectations for March? What would you be expecting from the handlers of the Black Stars in March, and what do you expect from the team itself as well in March?
Ivan, I feel that right from January 2026, we should be certain on the kind of players who will be taken for the World Cup. Because from now, we are in November. So from November, December, January, February, the season will definitely will be heading to a critical shape. And at that point, you know the players who are performing and you know the players who are not performing. So one thing I'm expecting from the Black Stars is that, first of all, they need to get their squad intact. Know that at any point in time, this is the squad that we are going for. And in March, it shouldn't be like try and error like we did did in the 2 games we played against Japan and South Korea. The games we will play in March, Ivan, should be games that will be preparatory matches, final preparatory matches towards the World Cup. Because the World Cup is in June, and if you are regrouping again in March, it means that we need to be certain with the kind of squad. We know that these are the players we are banking our hopes on. For me, it shouldn't be a try and error or practicing something as we saw the Japan and Korea games. But I feel that the actual squad we will be looking at for the World Cup should be the players. And then it should be people who can give us adequate and confident numbers that if we take them to the United States, Canada, and Mexico, they are definitely going to get us the results.
Well, many thanks to you. Let's see what happens in March when Otto Addo. There's a story concerning Otto Addo that he's still been paid for the last 8 months. We'll follow that story, of course, Sunday. 8 months.
America is just close. America is just close.
Exactly. Many thanks to you. That was Nanako Siba for our sports pundit on the Big Y once again. My name is Dennis Ivan Opuku. Stay positive. Tomorrow we continue sports.